Welcome class 9. Today's topic is simple pendulum. So a simple pendulum is a picture is shown out here. It is a bob which is suspended in a string or a thread which is fixed at a rigid support. Okay, so there is a rigid support and this is the thread or the string and the bob of the pendulum is over here. So if we have to define simple pendulum, then we can say that a point mass attached to a light inextensible string and suspended from fixed support is called a simple pendulum. So here we can look at the figure and we can understand, and also with the help of the definition we can understand what a simple pendulum is. So here the string has a certain length, okay, and this length we take from the rigid support up to the bob. So the vertical distance between the point of suspension from this point and the center of mass up to here of the suspended body when it is in the mean position. So this is the mean position, is called the length of the simple pendulum, which is denoted by L. So the length of the simple pendulum is denoted by L. Now here if the pendulum is moved to up to a certain height and then released, then it starts swinging in to and fro motion. So this motion, when it starts to swing, then the vertical line from the point of suspension up to here, this is called the mean position. So the vertical line passing through the fixed support is the mean position of a simple pendulum, and the two extreme points over here, point C and point B, are the two extreme points. Let's see how the simple pendulum now functions. So here we can see the simple pendulum from its mean position moves to the two extreme points at left and right, okay, and this motion of the simple pendulum in to and fro motion is called the oscillation, and the time taken by this pendulum to move back and forth is called the time period. So let's learn some of these terms. Firstly, oscillation. One complete to and fro motion of the bob of pendulum is called one oscillation. Time period. Time taken by the pendulum to finish one full oscillation is called time period, and the time period is denoted by capital T. Since it is time, therefore its unit is second, or simply we can write the symbol S. Next is the length of a simple pendulum. As discussed earlier, length is the distance between the point of suspension to the center of the bob, and it is denoted by capital L, and its unit is meter in SI units. Next, the amplitude of simple pendulum. So in the figure, as I have said, when it is drawn up to a certain point and released, then it moves from back and forth, or we can say to and fro motion from this point to this point, going in through the mean position. So in this case, the amplitude can be defined as the maximum distance traveled by the pendulum from the mean position to either side. This means that if A is the mean position, then from A to B, B is the extreme point. So, either from A to B or from A to C, if the distance is measured, then that distance will be called as the amplitude. So, the amplitude is from this point to this point, the distance between C and A or distance between A and B. So, again here it is the maximum distance travelled by the pendulum from the mean position to either of the side, either point B or point C. So, it is the distance, therefore, its unit is meters or simply the symbol m. Next, frequency of oscillation. Now, how many times the oscillation takes place in 1 second, that is the frequency. So, frequency is the number of oscillations made in 1 second by the simple pendulum, and it is denoted by small f. Its unit is per second or hertz. Next, relation between time period and frequency. As we have learned that time taken to complete one oscillation is t, or we can say in t seconds the number of oscillation is equal to 1. So, in 1 second the number of oscillations is equal to 1 upon t. This means that the number of oscillation in 1 second is 1 by t, and also we have learned that the number of oscillations in 1 second is called frequency. Thus, we can say that the frequency is equal to 1 by t, or simply we can replace t and f, we can substitute the values, then we can say that capital T or time period is equal to 1 by f. So, time period is the inverse of frequency, or frequency is the inverse of time period.